I'm really good at this. So, today, we are going to be working on creating a bit of a wormhole. So I'm just updating chat. Wormhole, more kind of like something along these lines is what I'm thinking about. And so, I'm using PureF. I've started investing in myself and trying to buy some courses and such to kind of get a little bit better of an understanding. With last week, we were building the car. What I have done since then is learned about sub-D modeling. I won't be doing that today. We're going to go back to just do what I normally do. But yeah. So we got Nightcount. Dennis is here. Mike, welcome. Spooky's here. Haven't had a chance to abuse you just yet, buddy. Ferg, Adelix, welcome. Terry, Leo, Kibar, welcome. As we can see, I've started pulling in reference images. So I'm trying to be better. Trying to... I'm trying to model better, think better, so on and so forth. I do like the one from Rogue One. That kind of idea, and I think we might take some of those elements, hence the reference images. I am a fan of kind of like these struts here. So I am thinking, like the thumbnail has, is something along these lines. But it's going to be more... I don't know. That reminds me a bit of... Yeah. I agree with that, with Star Citizen there. And that's kind of like some of the reasons why, some of the elements that I want. Hard surface sub-D modeling. Yep. So actually, we'll bring up the truck. I'll show you what I've been playing with. Because my biggest problem is how do you do panels when you're doing sub-D modeling or subdivision modeling? Portressa, yeah. Yeah, send me what I'm thinking about. And so panel lines with sub-D would be pretty much a Boolean. That would be the way to go. So if we have kind of like going to rendered mode, so we can see that is looking really schmick. Compared to what we did at the end of last week, it is looking a lot better. But in saying that, wireframes up the wazoo, which is semi-okay. Because at the end of the day, we're not taking this to Unreal Engine. We're not taking this to another application. We're staying within Blender. Does it increase render times? Probably. But it's more just learning like this technique as well now. I made Stargate models, all 3 Galaxy classes. Yeah, nice. Not sure what your process is yet, but the best way to do this would be able to make one part of the pie. Exactly what I was thinking about. So that was the idea. Let's get out of that. And so, yeah, pretty much that's what I'm going for. Are we going away? Do we want to close? We don't want. Okay. Be a jerk. And so it begins. Origin point in the middle. How are we going to do this? Let's go plane. Rotate. X. 90. I'm going to go top down. Perfect. And we'll go G to the X. Screencast keys. Yes. Turn that puppy on. So the way I was thinking about doing it, will it work? I don't know. But we're going to go into spin tool. And let's spin 45 degrees. Why do I not have a number? Whatevs. There we go. I think that's 45. That looks 45. Shift D, rotate. Oh my rotate 45. Oh, it's going to be a great night. 45. Did I? I didn't. I hate you. Let's try it again. That looks like 45. Shift D, rotate. That is 45. Okay. What I'm going to do now is technically we could do it as an array. The way I'm just going to do it is Alt D, rotate 45. Alt D, rotate 90. Alt D, rotate 180. So we've got all our pies, and we only need to work with one. So I'm just going to work with this one, and everything else we will deselect, so I cannot select them. So now what we're going to do is when we edit one pie, we kind of have all pies. Perfect. For a planet itself, what would you use for a fully customized planet, not Earth? That I would use. Let me go find it if I can. Hang on. Oh gosh. Sorry, I got to open up Gumroad because I know the add-ons on Gumroad. Let me go find it. Should have prepared for that. That's a very good question. Let me go into now library. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for my internet to get upgraded. I'm going to have 75 up. Woo! For free? If I go, what's it called? That one? That's the one, I think. Now, oh my goodness, how do I go to it? Hang on, I'm getting there. Custom. That one? Ah! Yeah, nice. If I do this, yeah, perfect. We do that, generate, copy link. Lost chat, there we go. So that is the add-on. Aj, welcome. What the welcome all my shorts viewers, 65 of you. What the heck? Subscribe for me if you can, please. So that's probably the add-on that I'm going to be using to generate the planets. So this is the idea that we have. Oh gosh. I'm going to delete these faces here for now. And then we're going to grab, I deleted the wrong face. Did I? Yep. Let's go F there, delete face. And then let's come and select that. Scale Shift Z. And so I'm thinking something along these lines. So if we have a look at, not this one so much, maybe this one here is what I was thinking. Coming back into here, adding the basic to the wish list. Yeah, it's not too bad. We'll probably use it a little bit later. And I'll show you what it does. So if I go E now, select that. Oh my goodness, Scale Shift Z. And so we've got this ring. I might increase the back end a little bit. That's going to be frustrating. Oh my goodness. You should be off-putting. Delete faces. Select that. Alt S. So that is the base of our ring, and I think we might just extend it down. Let's though grab this section. I kind of like that idea. Maybe it needs to go something along those lines. And then we'll go, technically I probably should have done an array, because that's weird that we've got a split there now. Oh my goodness. Weird. Anyway, we'll fix that later. Victor, welcome. Prince Decker. Hey. Dax. That's a very nice Python library you've got there. It is. It's very la-di-da. If you do a radial, then you can hop in and out of build. Having all the meshes on the screen. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. Let's see if we can work out your radial. Because you did mention it to me last time. I'm going to go hide all that. If we do generate array. Let's see, where is the radial? Because I would have thought that if we went empty in the middle, I mean, this would probably work as well. Object offset, empty. Then we go into factor 0. That should be 45 degrees. And then from here, we just bump this up. There we go. So that's kind of like our radial tool. Mark all 2 slides. Do you have hard ops installed? I do. Q. Somewhere in here. I have started using hard ops slowly. And I'm just trying to get back into it. Radial array. Get stuffed. Okay. We'll test it in a sec. So the idea that I had for here was kind of like having these pillars, something like this. Let's test out your add modifier. Nope. Mesh tools. Radial array. Oh, that's so. Okay. Q. Radial array. Left click. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, where'd they go? Ah. Ah. Yeah. Yes, you win. Let's go delete. I want to select that empty. Why won't it let me select the empty? Delete. What the? Oh, right. Okay, I understand. Radial array. Hang on. I gotta put it back in place. There. Q, mesh array, radial array. There we go. Okay. Cooking with gas. I understand. Cool. We've got this. All right, let's go now. Oh, geez, this is going to take some getting used to. So something along this is the idea that I had. Let's go with this and this. GG. Put that down like so. And so this is kind of like the larger idea that I had. See, now think about this. So the intention is that it's a direct line into the next. Spooky knows some stuff. He does. Screw you. This is kind of the equivalent of this image here. So this one here. So they're going to have kind of like both ends. But the law that I've come up with, LORE law, is that it's kind of like an open hole that ships just kind of like go in and out of. So think about June. I think that's how they've set it up. So even if you're looking at it from this angle, you can see the other planets and so on and so forth through. So now that we've experimented with this, technically, I almost feel that it would be something like this with, oops, let's just clear that one and clear that one with a mirror modifier. on the Z-axis, which you're an idiot. Let's just add in empty, 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 empty. This is our center point. So this will be mirroring off this object, and this one here, add mirror, will be mirroring off this object as well. So technically my idea has already gone out the window, which kind of sucks. So let's now, we can clear it. Let's go clipping and clipping. Let's maybe come down. We'll bring it back down. And I'm going to grab this section, GZ, delete faces. These ones as well. Go up, go down. Let's now snap this out. So we are still, I'm just trialing this now. Get stuffed. Merge by distance. GG. GG. Delete faces. Merge by distance. Delete edge. Okay. So this is kind of like this idea. Not a fan of whatever that is, but that's fine. We can kind of go through that. Yep. See, Nightcow knows what I'm talking about. Hi, you 3D printing this? No, I won't be. I request you bring geometry nodes. I haven't really played with geometry nodes. I've never had a real use for them. However, this would be the project to learn geometry nodes for. I can do that much. So I think that's what probably this week will be, is just learning a bit of geometry nodes. And then once I've kind of had a play and put it together, then I will start putting some things together. So, question is this a one-way street? Like, what does the back end look like? Do I have to do back end? Any references? Yeah, I got plenty of references at the moment. So I made there's a free tool called PureRef, P-U-R-E-R-E-F, so PureRef. And so started putting together some of the boards and so on and so forth. This is obviously more space stations, but I just kind of like grabbed some of the images that I really like. So I was really kind of like that one. That one's great. And then I just found this like cool landing gear thing, but it's not a landing gear. But I'm like, yeet. But yeah, what does the back look like? Is the back of it on, on our side, is that covered? Or is it open? I would think it's covered. Hello, Australia from Texas, USA. 7 a.m. here, 10 p.m. here. And what I'm saying there is that, sorry, I'm just going to kind of talk through that. So for instance, delete vertices. So if we're looking from here, we would see through into the other realm. But then if we were looking from here, I hate you, we would see the back end. I think that's the way to go. But at the end of the day, we don't have to be too concerned about it, because in the animation, we're not going to see the back end. So who cares? First thing to do is geometry nodes extrusion. Completely agree. Have you used AI to create those references? No. So this one was my AI generated one. These are from ArtStation. This is of Rogue One. This is from Homeworld, a game. This tunnel here, which is from Paul. So just kind of like pulling just artworks from, you know, Google and such. There's a few, like I think this one here looks AI generated. These two are AI generated. That's probably AI generated. So there are some AI generated images, but then there are some extra ones. The back is full of engineering stuff. Yeah. And so, oh gosh, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. So let's go, just trying to think how we're going to do this. Let's go Alt S. And then we might do Scale Z. That gives us that. Some sort of linear thing through here. One thing I really love is these struts. I think these struts look awesome. So I kind of want to incorporate that somehow. Where maybe we're missing a few pies or something. But I think as well what would be cool is that this is a semi-space station as it is. Oh, but it can't be. You would need kind of like an external place out here. So what we'll do is we'll focus on making this just a portal. So it's not going to be AI. Art station, so possibly AI. No, so those are from Rogue One. Why don't you use random flow? Actually, do I have random flow installed? Probably could. No, random flow is not Q. Do I have random flow installed? You've now made me question. Random flow. I do have. Oh, Shift Q. So, random flow, we could select all these. And then we could do Shift Q. Actually, we'll go Shift Q. Random panels. And then we can increase. No subdivide. Where's the subdivide? Here we go. Do you not want to? Yeah, so that looks like yuck. Right, that's our problem. So if we go into face orientation, everything is red. That's fine. Shift N. Shift N. Now when we come in here, let's go Shift Q. Shift Q, random panels. Increase the number of cuts. We need to bring, maybe we just scale everything up. So let's undo that. Scale by 10. Control A, apply rotation, location, or transformation. Someone just... Welcome to the stream. Who's that? Jay, welcome. Caesar LS, welcome to the stream. Why is that being a jerk? Let's undo that. Because I mean, apply location. I want to select that radial empty. Alt G, perfect. Because then technically now I should be able to scale. Scale by 10. This here, it's got to be it. Let's do Control A, apply scale. Why are you being a jerk? Control A, apply scale. Alt G. It's because I got the wrong one selected. Why? Oh, fine. Just go back to this. Work out that problem later. Let's kind of just move forward. Okay. Shift Q, panels, angles cut. Yep, that's fine. Increase the subdivision. We need to bring down the thickness, 0.0001. See, I'm not a fan of this. And then I need to change the bevel. The problem is yeah, because it's not stinking scaling for some reason. Alt G. Oh my goodness, can you stop being a jerk? Control A, apply, location, Alt G. Sure, scale 10. There we go. Delete, Control A, apply scale. That's going to break. Radial, Control A, apply scale. There we go. Scale, scale. Control Z. Control A, apply scale. Can you stop? Scale. Scale. Okay, sweet. We will change this. I'm just going to actually just have a look. What is my scale at the moment? Not that big, but that's fine. We can deal with that. So the reason why I was doing that is because now if I go Shift Q random panels, what I'm hoping Did you face orientation? No, we're fine. What is your problem, you turd? Q. Shift Q, random panels. Fighting it. Mr. Harry Art, welcome. Spirit Fox, welcome. Padara, welcome. No, I don't want to convert to mesh, because if I convert to mesh, then I apply all my modifiers, and we don't want to do that. So Shift Q, panels. Let's bring down the cuts. So the panels are there now. So it means now we can increase this to 0.005. This goes to 0.005. And this goes to 0.006. The bevels are way too big. So where is the bevel section? That's what I'm trying to find. Bevel. My goodness, where are the bevels? It's not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Come on. All right, we're getting there. Okay, beautiful. Let's go with that. That can come down to now 0.06. Double subdivide. Bevels are still big. I can't find the number of bevels. Where do I change the bevels? Cool. 0.1. That's that. Vertex bird. This one here. Let me just bring it up quickly. Here. So what I'm using at the moment. Come on. Is this one. That one there. It's been a while since I've used random flow. Under bevel. Let's try that again. Shift Q, panels, bevel, under rest, bevel. But, so, my problem is that this bevel here, oh, is it F9? Yeah, F9 brings the menu back up. That's cool. Ugh. That's that bevel. That's that bevel. It's not the one that I'm after. Auxiliary. It's not that one. 0.01. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so frustrated with this. Done. Do it manually for now. So the idea, actually, we'll do it like that. So the way I normally do, just Shift D everything, P separate by selected. Then we come in on this one, add modifier, generate solidify modifier. Make that 0. We'll make it a little bit thicker. Weird. Shift N. And then the way we do this, we go Control B to do a bevel, delete faces. And then that gives us that. However, it's all clipping at the moment. 0.05, 0.1, 0.2, whatevs. I will come back and I'm going to do those panels a little bit later. Or if I stink a work out how to do it. Nope, delete the wrong one. Delete. Delete. I deleted the wrong one. I hate you so much. Undo, undo, undo. Can I go back far enough? Thank goodness. You, delete. You. Delete. Okay, so back into this. Let's have a look. We've got, maybe what we can do is we can work on kind of like these little rings and so on and so forth. I do like these clamps kind of pointing on the inside. So if we were to do something like that, Shift Q, what we'll do, actually, we'll delete that one. And Shift S, cursor selected. Let's cursor world origin. Let's go into mesh cube. And then I'm just going to move it to the outside just for now. And so we need some sort of like clampy pieces. And then these are the pieces that'll wrap around the whole station. And what that'll do is it's kind of, let's say it's giving power to focus all the energy into the one place. That's what we're kind of going for on here. What does that look like? I don't know. Very simple plates here. But then if we have a look here, we've got some kind of like cube areas. So nothing too much detail, but even though I think that's more of a station. I do like this indented ring. So we might steal that idea, but that's not what we're working on at the moment. And then around here, we've just got a whole bunch of towers, which is not very helpful. So just like we've got here, we've got fins. Oh, I do like how there's cranes there, but not what we're going for right now. What has this one got? And then that one's just kind of got random extrusion pretty much, which is not really what we're after. This one here has various buildings, so we might go with a little bit of that one as well. Make a particle accelerator. I need to be flashed right now. Blanard SFM, welcome to the stream. Oh, also, do we have any people on Twitch? There we go. The Cobbler Live, welcome. So, coming back into this. So I do want to create those, almost something that focuses its power onto here. So we'll create some sort of random buildings. That's weird. Let's go with that one. Scale, GZ. Let's go E to extrude along the X-axis. Mirror that. And we'll go E, pull it down. Shift N. Just fix that up. Hey, somebody else has just joined as well. Here we go. Riken, welcome to the stream. If you're also new to the channel, welcome. For those of you who are watching on Shorts, come over, say hi. Nice. Then what we could do is, what if this was some sort of, I want to say solar array? think it should be something around focusing some sort of energy in. So if we were to bring that to there, select this top face, let's go GZ, shift right click to put in our 3D cursor there, and then we go into a bit of a spin tool. Let's go again, probably here-ish. Something like that. We're just going to experiment for a sec. Shift Y. Shift DY. So let's undo that. Let's make sure we get the scales. Hold Control. Shift DY, hold Control. And so we have kind of like these things here. Awesome. I like that idea. Auto smooth. More likely you would have radiators to disperse the heat rather than solar rays. I think that's a pretty good idea right there. So let's take that idea and we will create some sort of heat fins. So something along the lines like this. Let's go GZ, middle mouse, Control I, Control L to select everything that's linked. I'm going to press I to do an inset, I to do another inset. Scale X0. Let's go around and select all that. Nope. Let's go, I hate you. Select all these. And then what that means we can do is we could delete them all. Wipe them out, all of them. Then we can come in, select all this, Control L, E to extrude. Let's come in, C, select that one. Scale Z. And now we've got those big get stuffed. Now I kind of want to scale them in on the y-axis. There we go. Shift N. I think that looks great. I think as well, which we'll come back a little bit later, and then we'll go ahead and add in a whole bunch of like greebling around the scene here. So for instance, if we were to asset browser that puppy, let's come into mine, Kitbashing set, and then this is where we can start using some of these parts. And then for instance, somebody else just joined. Who was that? Manish, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we could go complex greebles, stuff like this, and then this is where we can add in pieces like so. Rotate. Oh, that's actually nice. Y0. Something along those lines. Perfect. And then we could even throw this one here. Y0. Rotate Z to 90. And then we'll just push that underneath. Yes. Let's do one more. I just want to kind of fill in this gap here. Rotate Z 90. 0. Rotate 180 maybe. And then we've got something like that. Let's select all this. We can obviously come back and fix this up afterwards. Control J to join. Let's bring this over. See if we can line it up a little bit better. There it is. So here it is. We're following this line. I do want to make this a bit bigger. Scale. So we got something like that. G, Y, Y, X, X. Move it down. And then from here, we will use Spooky's wonderful thing. Radial array. Ah, crud. Control Z. Control Shift Z. GYY. That's a bit big. GXX. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Because I have to now go control apply location. Turtle Girl, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I got to look at chat in a sec. Then we go into radial. Oh. Okay, undo that. Control A, apply the rotation. Shift Q, that's a little bit annoying. No, Q, mesh, radial tool. Ah, there we go. So let's bring that back to there. Oh, you fat mole. Fat fingers. Gaming in the can. Best Blender channel. Thank you, good sir. Make sure you go check out Gaming in the Can's channel. There's some pretty funny guys. There we go. So that was the idea. And although that we've got pieces hiding behind there, I'm okay with that. Noah, welcome. Verse Expert, welcome. Wow, Shorts live stream is very up and down. What do you think about Notch? Oh, what do you think about... Are we talking about a notch in here? Or are we talking about notches in Minecraft guy? Stick came around to drop this pun off. I was thinking about having a fruit snack, but I lost my appetite. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. Let's have a look. Did I record any this week? Probably not. I didn't write anything down. Where was I? I was busy. Okay, so I like what we have here, which is great because it makes sense. And as obviously we travel through the wormhole, I think we're going to have a lot of pipes and such coming through the center here. What does this section look like? That's a good question. So let's go Shift D, P separate by selection. There it is. Okay, so we can now focus a little bit of work on here. What I think we should go subdivide. How's this going to look? Let's go check out some of our reference images. It's almost like the Death Star greebles kind of coming through here. This is interesting, having lights through there. How can we do that? Well, for starters, let's undo that. Let's apply that, and we'll apply that. Okay, so now we've got a ring by itself. I'm going to jump into an old application. I'm going to say it's old. It's not, but it is, but it's not. There's an application called JS Displays. Where is it? Application? JS Displacement. And so there's an artist, I keep forgetting what his name is on Instagram, but I'm pretty sure he uses this like super heavy to create textures. So let's go. I think I know what I'm after. Yeah, this is kind of like what I'm after. So we're going to create a quick texture. Iterations. Bump it up. Awesome. Seamless. Yes. I like that. Background need to go. Maybe we can make them a bit bigger. Cool. Let's now save as a normal. I'm going to save it as a normal. And we'll call this, oh, it's been updated. Normal. Save it as a height map as well. Just going to grab those two files. Cut. I don't think I've saved yet. And we'll go paste. And I'm just going to call this JSD, seamless underscore H. JSD seamless underscore normal. Marco, why did you do that? That is a great question. As my son says. Great question. This is going to be lighting. The idea behind that is, let's go Control-Shift-T. I'm going to bring in our H. Hate you. Control-T. Open. H. This is going to go into emission. Strength. The heck was that? Let's go into a color ramp. I have to spell it like an American. And what we want to do is we want to clear out some of the colors. Actually, no, let's do it this way. Transparent. I need to go there. So at some point it becomes transparent. White is transparent. There we go. Let's go U, cubic projection. But what we are going to do is, if we go into UV editing, let's scale it out. Scale it out is what the idea is. Will it work? I don't know. This is me mucking around. Of course you're the wrong way. No, you're the wrong way. Why? It doesn't make any sense. What? Yes, perfect. That's the way I wanted it. So that now when we come to shading, which I don't even have it in cycles, let's go 32. So now that we have that, what I was thinking is that is disgusting. That is most definitely not what I wanted. I'm going to change this one to UV editing. There we go. Why is it doing that? How bizarre. Let me just add in a few. Actually, I'll just go here. Control E, mark seam. U, cubic projection. What are those arrows? What the heck is that? Ah, okay, there we go. Let's go color into alpha. I want this to be constant. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to find, no, you want to be like this, is to have, yeah, these kinds of lights on the inside. And if anything, I reckon that it's almost should be something like this in those grooves. And then when stuff starts spinning, why? Makula? Oh, there we go. So what we can do is we can animate on the inside. And so what this would be is kind of just spinning around like so. Sure, it might give a few people a bit of a heart attack, but I reckon that kind of like spinning and also having a motion blur, I think would look really nice. Yeah, so I did it in cubic projection when I UV unwrapped it. I just didn't have a seam, and I think it was just conflicting more with the back. Cheers, Josiah. Once I accidentally ate some cat food, don't ask me, meow. Always a classic. With these ones, I'm just going to clear that one out. Let's come into here, get rid of this, and we'll just make that grey for now. Gonna throw in a nice big fat sun source like that. What we do is we bump it up to like 100, 50. Gotta give the right material now. So we call this material. Let's go ahead and turn up the roughness. Oh, now I can't remember my lighting. What was my lighting setup? Maybe it's not 50. I know it's something bright. Maybe we went 10. What I need to do as well there, you can see that it's clipping. We're just going to increase the view. So we'll go 5,000 so that we can rotate around it. And then if we go black background, kind of like from this angle, it works fine. But obviously from the back, we're not really going to see it. So what we can do is if I go cursor world origin, why am I modeling like this? Oh. If we go something like this, let's now go area light. Rotate Y 100, rotate Y 180. So we've got something like that. And maybe if we give it a bit of a blue tinge, as if it's a planet. 5 million. I think that's 50,000. But then now we've kind of got that blue glow. Where is my sunlight gone? There it is. Ah, I've got it facing the wrong way. I'm doing something wrong here. We'll work it out later. But know that we've got this giant soft light coming through, and then we've got this harsh light coming from this way. I think it's more the fact that if I were to bring that down, we'll deselect this piece, copy material to selected. It'll be something like that. Let me just clear. Yep, that's fine. I'm just going to get rid of the face orientation. And so now you can see kind of like how this wormhole type thing is starting to build and come together, which is awesome. I like this idea that we have. Paneling will be a little bit interesting. I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't, for instance, grab all this. We could maybe go, just trying to think what's the best way. Maybe, you know what, let's put some focus on these pieces here. So I'm just going to work on this one, Control LP, separate by selection. Let's kind of like gather some ideas on how we're going to do it. I like the idea of having a groove on either side. I like this idea. I like the fact that we've got multiple grooves and bridges coming through. But this here is more for a station. Arthur, hey. Yeah, so that's more as if it's a station, but I still think we might grab some of those ideas. So maybe we come back here And we just do a bit of a micro groove, or 2 micro grooves. E to extrude. Something along those lines. So my writer's online, which is great. So I'm going to talk to him for a sec. So this is episode 1, I think, or maybe no, episode 2 or 3. I think actually it might be 2, where they're escaping their planet and they have to go through the wormhole. So this is the wormhole that we're building at the moment. Where is it? I'm trying to find this back piece. Which is a little bit. Actually, let's just go Control L, and then we can deselect everything that we don't need, which is U, which is U, U, and up here U, E to extrude. So I wanted to get that so it fills in these gaps in here. And then send me what I was thinking about. I thought so sick. So the idea from here is then later on we can come in and grab some of the pieces that I created for my Death Star many, many moons ago, which are somewhere. Where are they? Greebles. Maybe greeble plates. Here they are. So I created these plates specifically for when I was trying to recreate the Death Star, ZZ. And so if we kind of, do something like this, and then they can overlap. Make sure we go rotate ZZ, ZZ. So it's on the Z axis. And then that's going to fill in that gap. And we kind of like have all these technologies through there. Once we pick a few, then we can copy and paste, rotate around. Are you going to have the whole thing paneled? I would like to, and I think that will be the case. I'm just not getting the results I needed from random flow. But I know I'm just missing an option. That's all it is. And so I'm just going to add in a few more just so we can kind of get that idea. This Kitbashing set is in link in the description. There is a free version as well. How many likes are we on? Let me just check. 39 likes. If we get up to 100, I'll give away, let's go 10, 20, maybe. And we'll go from there. Just trying to bring this up. And then if I click on this, click on this, click on this. Just quickly doing a bit of an edit. There we go. Beautiful. Save. All right, let's have a look. So. Yep. Well, what's the program you use? Have the images on the board. So this one is called PureRef. P-U-R-E, Pure Ref, R-E-F. Okay, nice. Let's keep going with this. I'm just going to add in all these pieces, just so then afterwards we can G, Y, X, Y, Y. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a really good touch. Okay, a few more, because we're just trying to fill in those gaps. I like that piece. I think that's a great piece. G, Y, Y, X, X. Nice. And then this is where we could select Shift S cursor word origin. And then we're going to grab these. We come up to the top and we change the pivot point to 3D cursor. We do need one more. I hate you so much. Let's just go rotate. I'm just going to rotate that in there. And we'll go with, whoops. And we'll go with this. Go with this one here. Rotate ZZ. Rotate ZZ. Oh, that's a good one. just slide that one in there. So now when we go ahead, select all these, we can go rotate 3D cursor, rotate, Shift D, rotate 45, Shift D, rotate 45, Shift D, rotate Z. 22.5 should be 22.5 minus. It's not. What's that number? 2211. No. Hang on. Thirds. That's why. 45 divided by 15. I know what I'm doing. Shift D, rotate 15 again. Nope, that's not going to work. There we go. Shift D, rotate 15. Now this is a little bit annoying because there's a gap here, which makes sense that there is a gap. We'll fit in another piece in a sec. Let's go ahead, select everything, and we will deselect them. Shift D, rotate 90. Shift D, rotate 90. Shift D, rotate 90. So there's our small greebles. We will move that to a new collection called greebles. Well done for the caps lock, greebles. Anyone here at Gearhead, if I made a rim with 5 spokes, would I only need 5 bolts on it? That depends on the make of the car. I duplicated over 3 oh, crud. Oh, you're right. Dang it. It's these ones here. Delete. Did I do it up here? Nope. Did I do it here? Yep. Good call. Good catch. Did I do it this one here? Yep. Delete. And did I do it here? Nope. Okay, so I need to add in one more piece. Let's go you. That one there. Perfect. Then we can rotate that one again. 3D cursor. Shift D, rotate 15. Shift D, rotate 30. I see myself causing myself problems. Wait. Is that right? Yeah, whatever. Oh, wait. Whatevs. Shift D, rotate 45. Shift D, rotate 45. Yes, I probably should have used the aerial rotational ray. You're right. I know. But that is looking not too shabby. And yeah, once this is kind of like rotating around. So if I were to press I, and then at frame 120, rotate Z360. Sweet. Let me just check that. T Linear, who just subscribed. Anthony Echo, welcome to the stream. I would have used collection instance. Oh, get stuffed. Yep. No, so this is going to be a station. It's kind of meant to be a bit of a wormhole. Let's go Shift A. I'm going to add in a camera. Control numpad 0. Let's go here. this can go clipping at 2000. And I'm just going to press F12. Now I'm hoping that we have motion blur on the inside. It's going to take a few minutes. Why? I don't know, but it's probably because it's a new blend file. We're on 42 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 100 and get rid of a few kitbashing sets, if you know what I'm saying. Let's go to edit on that one. Just waiting for this to come through. Okay, cancel. Oh, 43. Yeah. Come on, Blender. Whatevs. We'll just let Blender work in the background as it's hopefully going to try and render it out. So this is working well. Where I should have a light under here. Can I add another 0 to it? A little bit too straight, too intense, sorry. If we go 1, that's great there. Right click, shade smooth. I like that. So I think adding in those rings. I'm going to make more CG food. Nice. Yeah, adding in these pieces in here, even though they are a bit of a... Oh, they've got that material on. Let me just change that material to that one there. Copy material to selected. You too, mate. Copy material to selected. Let's just grab these plates over here and we'll move them to the greebles collection. Oh, it's coming together nicely. I like it. I do want to go. Station will look out of this world so far. Mick, welcome to the stream. I do want to try and now create something like these pieces here. Interesting enough, it's all randomized, which is cool. And I think what we might do is we'll throw them. Yes, look at that. That's cool. That's pretty much what we're going for. Let's change the color of this. I don't think it should be white. I was more thinking even a hot yellow, hot orange. And also speed up the animation. So we'll bring this back to about 60. F12. And then that should be spinning around nicely through there. Awesome. Where's my camera? Oops. Something along those lines. And then obviously we can do it around the back as well. If we, actually, sorry, I don't know if that rendered just then. If we come in here, select this and we change, we give this a material index. So settings, a material pass index of 1. Let's press F12 to re-render that. Got that now. Now if we go into the compositor, I want to use compositor, but I'm going to come down here and change this to image editor. Let's select our render. So this is our render. I want to, ploppers. In our renders layer, we're going to go into material index. Let's just do an F12 again, just so it can find all those indexes. I don't know. And then from here, we can go material index. Goes into a glare node. Fog glow, I believe. And then if we were to dump that into there, you can see how we've highlighted that section. We can go orange, glare, highlights, image. Okay. Let's go into, oh gosh, this is going to push me. Mix color. Comes into there. That one comes there. That one comes there. That one comes there. That's not right. Glare. Hang on. This isn't right. Glare should be there. Oh. Let's go index. No. Mask ID. That's not the one. ID. What the? ID? Hang on. What's going on here? Shift A. Input. No. Shouldn't be that. So what I'm trying to do is just look at... But that's the one. That's not the one. What the heck? I'm losing the plot. Mask tracking. Texture. No. So what I'm trying to do is just zero out the material group, the material index. Mask? No. What the heck? What's it called? I'm going nuts. No. I now have to go through all these stinking filter. Somewhere it's like an ID. Should be like a mask ID. No. But so that doesn't make sense. Why is that working? Oh my goodness, what is going on? Matt? No. Get stuffed. What is it? Because it should be a mask. I wonder if they've changed it now. Ugh, fine, just do that. I'm peeking. It's not right. Because I should be able to select what mask ID I'm coming out of here. Should be like an index, but that's not the index. Because it shouldn't be a float. It should be just a number. Mask ID. Hang on. I'm going to go watch one of my tutorials. And I know what the tutorial is. Glow. Perfect. Let me go and watch one of my videos. To prove I'm not going nuts, just mute. Old videos. Frank Frankovich in the back. Viewer. Yeah. ID mask. And that's what it should be. ID mask. Ah. Which is correct. And then that should go into a mix, shader. Mix color. Hang on. Glare. Okay, we're cooking with gas now. That goes there. Fog glow, medium, high. That gives us that. Okay. Sakraba. Then we go image. Image. Do these two swap around? This goes into add. Does it go the other way? I always forget. What? No. Oh, there we go. And then now we've got that blur. So the way it should be technically as well is if we go into threshold. Five. There we go. So now we've got that in there. One thing you can do as well is go into like medium quality as well. We come into image, grab all this stuff, Shift D, grab that one, go into like that as well, add, and then we're layering kind of like high, medium, low. Technically all the values should be changed as well, but we're just kind of, just giving you a bit of an example on this one. Image goes into there. So we have kind of like, high, medium, low, just to really solidify that vision. I don't even have chat open. But since it's a substation, so no, it's not a substation. It is a meant to be a wormhole into kind of like the next planet area. And so this would actually, if I go Control S to save, I'm just going to go quickly temp, and we'll call this wormhole. We're going to go 30 frames a second, please. Animation cycles, Let's go 64 and 0.03. Come down into performance, and we'll do persistent data. And then I'm just going to go render animation. And I just kind of want to see how quick we can go through this. And hopefully my stream doesn't go all jerky. Your title says Substation. Does it? I did that for a reason. That's it? No, it's not it. No, Josie. No. Plenty more to go. This is more just playing around with the idea on the inside gap. We still need to come in, add way more details through this section. Hopefully we're not jerking. Hopefully this isn't being jerky at the moment. Maybe. Yes, it is being jerky. Crud. So we'll stop that. Edit preferences. If we go into render and we just go into view animation. Oh, that's way too slow. All that for that. So I think that should be kind of like much faster. You have to remember as well, we only rendered 12, 13 frames. That is still a pretty cool effect. And that was something that we're kind of like trying to achieve. Yeah, that's nice. Love it. Up the motion blur. Yep. I think as well, once the camera is moving, I think as well we're going to get a lot more better quality coming out of it as well. But there's kind of, I just kind of like wanted to discuss that section. Now, let's go into creating those cross members that we were talking about earlier. There we go. And I'm going to add in cube. Actually, that's not the right way to go. Let's go into solid mode. And so what we're going to do is scale this. It doesn't need to be that big. Something like that. Now, I'm going to delete the backside. Delete vertices. We will do something like that. Bring it up. And then from here, we will select some random points. Control B, middle mouse, and we'll just increase that, because then all I can do is go GG, 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 GG. This one over here can be GG, 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 GG. Do the same here, GG. Can be very simple. I can see chat going. Let me just quickly bundle this up. Something along those lines. What we'll do is I'm going to select this section. I'm going to press I to do an inset. Yeah, something like that. Awesome. Delete faces. By the way, did you know that on Pinterest, most AI generators is apparently lasagna? Interesting. Malcolm, will you be creating the wormhole using a particle system? No. Sorry, I lied. Okay. It's not like hyperdrive, and you know how we've got the tunnel and the vortex and the light spinning around. It is literally just a hole, and as you go through, you're in the next space. So think of it as, you know, we're folding. Obviously, if we've got a piece of paper, we've got, you know, if we fly straight, but it's more like folding the piece of paper, and as you go through, you're already out at the next location. So that's kind of like the idea that I want to go with on that one. Let's do modify, add modifier, generate mirror. Perfect. So we've got something like that. Awesome. And we'll go E to extrude. I hate you. Clipping. GY. Delete the inside faces. So like a portal. Yeah. Event horizon. Yes, I think that's probably the best explanation. That is kind of like the world or the law that we have of this area here. And we go E to extrude on the Y, GZ. Let's go separate that by selection and E to extrude. And so I'm just trying to add in some extra details along here. Let's go Shift D along the X, just randomizing what this looks like. So we have that, and then do something like so. And we are just trying to now, yeah, just add some extra details. And we'll grab that piece. GX all the way to the end. Nice, I like that. I don't like that we don't have that kind of like runway that we had in the other image. I'm going to actually expand on this. Let's come into there, scale on the y-axis. Make it a bit wider. Scale on the y-axis, make that a little bit wider. What I want to do, Shift S cursor selected. I'm going to bring in a cube. Let's scale it in. Scale it on the y-axis. I mean on the x-axis. So we kind of have this piece, which is weird because it shouldn't be there. Makes sense on why that was there. Something like this. Select that piece, Q, and we're going to go into Boolean difference. And now we've kind of created a hole. Awesome. We will go apply on that Boolean, and then I can delete the cutter. So we now have these struts, which is what we were after. Whoops. Let's go into, oh, my legs. Something like that. Control A, apply all transformation. It's not going down as steep as I wanted. Yep, perfect. And then from here, Q. Oh, jeez. Oh, my legs. Mesh tools, radial array. Oops. Hang on. Oh, is that rotate? Oh, sweet. Ugh. No. Back we go. I'm just trying to get that on 0. I like that. However, I do want to rotate. $8.5? What's no, it should be 7.5. And then that gives us, yeah, that's not bad. Does it actually go through? It does go through. Ugh. So close. That'll hopefully get us in. GZ. Oh, why is that? Uh-oh. Ah, crud, no. Ah, jeez, I butchered it. What the? Ah, that sucks. Not exactly what I wanted to happen, but whatevs, we'll deal with it. Oh, snap. Something died. Oh, I forgot to bring that over. Okay, undo. Can I go back? See how far back I can go. Yes. Awesome. Let's select that. Control A. That. Control A. Control J. I forgot to bring over some pieces. And so let's just reline that up. I think we're good on that one. Q. Oh, back. Getting old. Whoops. Control A, all transformation. Q, mesh tools, radial array. Awesome. Whoops. Put that back in place. My leg is twitching, 7.5. Is that sitting in correctly? Great. I like that. that kind of gives us a little bit more structure. If you haven't already, you have a powerful enough machine, you should increase the undo maximums. Yes, I think I have done it. Should be somewhere here under system. Undo steps, 32. 128, please. Save preferences. There we go. Awesome. I like how that's coming around. I think as well, we could probably put a slot in here. Control B. 3D cursor. Shift S, cursor word origin. E to extrude. Scale Shift Z. And then we can put another edge through there. I think once we go ahead and start adding in a whole bunch of plating, we're going to be looking good. Now, something that we haven't even worked on yet is this back section. And what does that look like? I don't know. I feel that it should be almost like plenty of pipes and such. But I don't think that's the way to go. Oh my goodness, cramping up. Now, what are these going to look like? I'm trying not to be dirty. I've tested it. That is the max. You're 5.5 years older than I. Am I? Oh, Mark. Oh. It's my birthday this Saturday. I'll be 56. I am 41 in 2 months. Oh, it looks like an expensive watch. What? My inspiring artist. I finally Googled some information. The article name is Superman Guy Williams VFX Weather Effects. What? But yes, happy birthday for Saturday coming. Okay, what are we going to do about these pieces here? I do like the idea of some sort of like tension rings or something. So what I mean by that is if we come into here, we go G, Y, add modifier, generate mirror modifier. Maybe a little bit too far away. We go E to extrude, GZ, something like that. Just come back to the medium point. Then we'll put in a cylinder, rotate like that. Oh my goodness. GX. Make sure we got clipping turned on. Oh boy. Something like this. It's just what I'm envisioning at the moment. Then we go delete faces. Right click, auto smooth. And then what makes this special? Let's go something here-ish. Control B, E to extrude, Alt S. Something along those lines. I'm going to grab this face here. Shift D, X, scale. Let's scale that in. E to extrude. So we've got a bit of a cut there. How to animate a ring without a ring, within a ring, within a ring, like in Foundation or that. I think I know what you're talking about. Geez, I haven't played Star Citizen for a bit. I'm getting old. So much more yawning. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. See if I can whip that up. Let's go something like that. I think that's kind of cool. And then what I was thinking, Shift S cursor selected. I lie. Let's do there, Shift S cursor selected. Then we go into a cylinder. We add in a cylinder, and it's going to be 6. And these are going to be some big get stuffed bolts. Rotate 90 on the y-axis, scale on the x-axis, G to the X. And so what I was thinking, rotate Y, X 45. What? Rotate 10. 10. What the? 20? Rotate 20. 20. Hang on. Alt R? No. Control R? No. Shift R? There we go. So Shift R will repeat the last command. Well done, Marco, for remembering that one. I'm a 7-year-old bum. Oh man, I'm so proud I remember that one. So we've got these kinds of tension rings, tension straps. And so what I was thinking is that these kind of like belong here. Just deleted it. Can I see? Oh my goodness, can you stop being a pain? I can't see it. That's that piece there. No, it's not that piece. Where is it? Okay. Rotate Y. Wow, Delilah. Did it again. GZZ. Okay, we're almost there. Rotate Y. Perfect. GX, GY. Actually, let's do that. Shifty Y, hold Ctrl. Shifty Y, hold Ctrl. 6. Shifty Y, and then this should be like 12, 18. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Love that. I think what we could do here then is if I select both these meshes, perfect, and we do I to do an inset, E, Alt, S to bring that in, scale Z 0, scale X 0, and then what we could do is maybe grab this here, Shift S, cursor to selected, then we throw in one of these, uh, 40, rotate 90, GX, and then we kind of have something like that, GX, push this back, scale, E to extrude, scale, Shift X, something along those lines. Cool. Now we can duplicate these. Actually, no. Ah, dang it. What's that? Booby caca. Select all that. Control LP, separate by selection. You don't get a mirror modifier. Shift D. Shift D Y 6. Shift D Y 6. Select both of these. Shift D Y minus 18. And so now we've kind of got this looking as if those cables protrude there. Oh, marmalade. Sometimes I wake grumpy, then sometimes I'll sleep. I know the feeling. Sorry, she doesn't watch these. Rotate why? Because we came to at a time. Gosh. When did you start this? I don't know, like an hour ago, 2 hours ago? Yeah, almost 2 hours ago. So, with that, let's go convert to mesh. Okay. Convert mesh down the bottom. And we select that one, Control J to join. Select this one, Control J to join. And now we have... Yeah, that's cool. That's looking delish. Material. Because, like, the cool part is... Yeah, once we start spitting in all those micro details... Just something like that. Perfect. Oh. My drafty background still struggles with putting things into blend model. I want to give everything a dye. What? I don't know what you're going on about, Mud Crab. My modeling learning was a copy of... Oh. Do you all know where in a ROM is a hottest spot? It is in the corner. It's always 90 degrees. Yes, not in America. Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Okay. Sorry. Liking this. I think this is great. I reckon what we probably could do as well. Shift S cursor word origin. Let's throw in a donut. Huh, funny enough, we could have started with a donut. Oh, no, we couldn't have. Never mind. Let's go something like... Ah! Okay. Weird. 256. So, what I was thinking is that we could... if I do an Alt-S, will that work? Oh, it does. Sweet. So something kind of like along those lines. Ah, right. Oh, getting old. Pulling a hammy. I've been doing Blender now for 42 years or 4.2 years. Oh, Blender now for 2 years. I've been a lot longer. And I still suck. Insert? I? Or not? How bizarre. How bizarre. Do 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 do. Ah, let's do I again. Can we do an insert? I. Aye, aye, Captain Birdseye. Ahoy, me mateys. I can't hear you. Which way do I have to go? This way. There we go. And then we go E to extrude. Nope. Let's undo that and go into individual origins. I. Select that. You go into material. F12 and all those things. Yes, look at that. That's looking schmick. Okay, let's start smashing through this. We're going to come over into here. We're going to dump over some stuff. Let's go pod panels. Let's just do complex greebles. Can't go wrong with complex greebles. Okay. I've got Backstreet Boys in my head for some reason. I have no idea where they came from. Shift D, Y, Y. 8. Shift D, Y minus 8. GY minus 8. And then we need to put something in that's going to like frame all that. Because something needs to come through here. So maybe ZZ 90. Just trying to speed this up now a little bit. That doesn't work too well. Unless ZZ 180. We do have something like that. This here is too repetitive. Let's go into greeble plates. I know the piece that I'm after. Ooh. I wasn't thinking about this piece, but I'll buy that for $1. I'll buy that for $1. Hey, someone just subscribed. Awesome. For those of you as well. Not say FBI. Okay. Welcome to the stream. Okay, I am liking this idea. Oh. Shift D. Let's go like so. 9, 9. Scale YY minus 1. Let's grab all these pieces. Copy. Oops, that's a bad example. That one there. Copy materials to selected. And then if we go into rendered view, what does that piece look like? So that looks quite nice. I like that idea. I think once the plating gets involved, I think we're going to be doing really, really well. Let's just select all that. Control J to join. Shift N, right click, auto smooth. Then I can select that. Control J to join. Oh, actually, no, that's okay. F12, just to kind of have a look. Oh, I'll buy that for $1. Come back, chat. Thank you, uninspiring artist. When are you starting to your stream? Can you please let me know on that one? I like that. I like that. This is coming along really well. I think if maybe we could probably put in some bridges through here, but I think once those paneling starts, yeah, coming through, I think that's when we're going to be pretty chuffed. I think we need a nice big get stuff piece in this section. So I'm half thinking, oops, in an hour. I am not going to survive an hour. Rotate Z. Nah, let's go 0. I think that's going to be a good one. Change that to material. Control J to join. And then that'll replicate across everywhere else. That's awesome. Computer, I mean, dude, the computer's insane. New to play, I can't imagine being able to build something that complex. It's easy. I got my wife a metal detector as a present, but she didn't like it. Strains, and she always likes to dig up things from the past. I don't even know what is this. What is our subscriber count at the moment? I'm intrigued. Can we get up into... I can see it here. If you haven't already, subscribe. Let's see if we can get up to that 650 mark. Where's my... Where are you? Where are you, buddy? One. Awesome. Okay, let's have a look. Who was that just joined? Johnny Mercado 3D. Welcome to the stream. I don't like people using Gizmo. I only like it in... Blender Gizmo is bad. Nah, it's fine. Once you understand and you can grasp the concept that is the Gizmo, she'll be right. I like that. Mark on the stream says you are making this in one night, so now FB until it's done. Yeah. I know. I'm going to do the paneling later. And I think the paneling will come in through this section. I'm going to try my best. Always glad to see a Blender colleague in action. Awesome. Thank you. I think this is going to be more heavy adding in greebles. I think this section here, actually, let's go to our reference images. Spooky's giving me the challenge. I'm like, I'm not going to survive, but I'll give it a fair crack. Ooh, I like these pieces. That's a cool piece. Oh. I think maybe what we could do is break up the duplication, the repetition. So the way we can do that is if I were to grab, for instance, this section, Shift D, P separate by selected. Okay. I'm going to grab that for now. Let's go array 8. I'm going to go 2. So we've got that. Who just joined? Let's have a look at squiz. Tom May, welcome to the stream, mate. Tom knows what's going on. So I think about here-ish. I'm just trying to work out where is our middle. I reckon about there. Okay, so the idea here is to create a piece that we can utilize. That'll be on opposite ends. Okay. Let's maybe get rid of that one. Mirror. And we'll mirror on the x-axis, y-axis, x-axis. I hate you. Alt R. Nope. So let's see if we can line this up a little bit to be about there. Maybe we can utilize... That's that. I think we're right about there. Select Control A and apply that rotation. And then we'll move it a little bit later on. Oh, it looks really good so far. I'm glad. Ugh, what's that? That's better. Let's come back into here. So let's go Alt S, scale. Oh, actually, let's clean this up. Invert, hide. I want to focus on this section. We're going to go here. Delete vertices. Let's go here, merge by distance. Clear these pieces out. Delete vertices. And then as well, let's clear this section out. Delete faces. GZ. I'm going to pull that one down. This here, we'll go FF. FF. Oh, far out. Okay. And then from here, let's go into generate solidify modifier. And we'll go 0, even thickness. Yes, please. And we're going to build something up like that. Even thickness. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Great. I like that. But I want to, whenever I'm in edit mode, I don't want to see it. So if I do an Alt-H, you can see that we've kind of got these two sections in here. So if we go rotate to about there, 22.5. Oh, it's mirroring off the empty. Right. Okay. Control A, apply location. You suck. Think about this. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the mirror then. Come back to it. But we have this. Awesome. Okay, so from here, what we could do. So I'm going to go edge loop here. Because obviously we kind of want to go around these pieces. And we'll go GG. 0.25. GG, 0.25. And so it's kind of like wrapped around that piece. Awesome. That looks great. Kind of don't want to stream with the mic on now because my health's been on a nosedive for the past 2 months. I didn't stream then. My breathing sounds like, just put some music on in the background and just have people come in and listen to it. Don't forget YouTube has royalty-free music. We'll probably get rid of that piece there. Oh, actually, or maybe we might just split it. Control B. And then we'll put an edge loop through here, edge loop through here. And then we'll clear these two sections out. Delete faces. That gives us kind of like that piece there. And then maybe what we could do is plop in a piece like this. Rotate ZZ. Now we're doing this. Someone else joined stream. Devil Lucifer 6, welcome. Let's go like so. 3D cursor, there we go. Rotate. Scale YY, XX, nope. Scale XX -1. And then we'd come back into here, align that back up. And so this is more, kind of like more, maybe where we get most of our power from. And I think here would be perfect for this one. Ugh. So this is going to get tricky because I got to line this up somehow. In the middle. It's very close. GYY. GXX. GYY. Something like that. That looks cool. Here, 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 here. Copy materials to selected. What are we looking at now? Just trying to see if that might just start streaming now. Awesome. And so that's this piece here. It's not mirrored at the moment, which is okay. Just trying to crack this open. Oops, let's go here. Go there. Slowly coming along. Oh, legs. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, beautiful. That's going well. Yeah, I'm really liking how that's coming along. I wouldn't mind this being a bit bigger, but I think that maybe if we, when we come in and change the color of this section, that'll probably pop up a little bit more. Do I have... I don't necessarily want just a texture. I think we need something a bit bigger than a texture. Let's go and generate. We'll go into a bevel, which is okay. Control A, apply scale. Bro, this looks so cool. I tried and can't learn Blender. I think, no, Blender is complex. You need to let Blender consume you. Let's go with that. That is probably going to be the best answer. Yeah, I like this, I like this, I like this. The outside, what are you doing with the outside? I don't know what we're doing with the outside. I haven't thought that far ahead. Let's just jump over to Pure Ref. What? So we don't see anything here. Don't see anything here. Got a lot of spikes and all that. This one here is a whole bunch of docking stations. But the outside, yeah, I don't really have anything for the outside. Like this is just nothing. It's just kind of like more extrusions. I like this idea. These floating platforms around the outside, maybe we can do that. Where it opens up for repair work and such. I love this image. I don't even know what this is, but that looks cool. This is more of a space station, which is not what we're going for. You need to be consumed by it. Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what the outside's going to look like. Do we... Actually, yeah, go on. Let's do that. So, we'll come back in here. And then I'm going to do something like this. Something like this. E to extrude. Alt S. Okay, so that we've got now this main like ring, I guess. Shift D. X. Going to clear these out. Append materials, yeah. Let me just quickly go. Okay, where are we? Has that started? I don't think so. Come over into here. Let's go into there. That there's like that. Just trying to update something super quick. Let's click here. Click on this, control that one. Save. And then we'll do the same over here as well. So I really like this. What I think we probably could do, Control LP, separate by selection. And then we'll go scale, Shift Z. Uh-oh. Why is it off? What did I do? Did I do something? What the? Oh, I didn't scale it. I just moved. Shift D. Scale, Shift Z. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, I was trying to work out what I stuffed up. Control LP, separate by selection. And then we will go right click. Nope. We will go into add modifier, generate wireframe. That'll give us that. We need to make that wireframe like 0.2, 0.5. Yeah, I moved it on the x-axis like a donkey. That'll give us that. T? No. Triangulate faces? No. Q. Nel. Where is it? Operation. We want to. No. I don't know how to null it. I know what I'm trying to do. Come on, stop being a jerk. Operations. So I'm just using hard ops at the moment. Wireframe. What the heck? I'm missing something. Oh, jeez, my legs. Operation. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Let's just go with 1. And what does that look like? Perfect. So that now when we select all this and we go Alt-S, bring it in, we kind of have this, knurling part. Knurling. What do you call it? And then maybe we take this idea, Shift D, scale, Shift Z, scale, Shift Z, and we go something like this, and then we do an F12. I mean, it's not bad. Definitely once. Oh, I haven't even touched these yet. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna call it a night. I failed to do this all in one night. I'm probably gonna work on the plating offline. I don't know what tutorials are coming up this week because I haven't created anything. But tell your friends, like and subscribe to the channel. Something. Oh, I'm tired. I will talk to you guys later on. There will be tutorials coming out